Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Monstrous, starring Christina Ricci as a single mom trying to make it in the 50s. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. Support the channel if you can. Buy a book. If you buy Kindle Unlimited, the books are free. And we still get paid, and I can give Joan little treats. Right, Little Joan? Right, Little Joan? All right, let's get into it. Christina Ricci is a single mom, and she's living in the 50s with TV, and she's a divorcee, as they used to say, which was not a big thing back then. And so she splits with her husband, takes her kid far away. I guess they rent this house or buy the house. I'm not sure what. The house is fine, but there is a creepy monster from director Chris Syvertson. There's a creepy monster nearby. Lives in the lake. Some dead woman or something. And it starts talking to the son. And Christina is worried that it's going to kill them. And then one day it pulls them into the water and she has to go save them. And then, of course, they start blaming her because she's drinking and she's miserable because she's divorced and it's the 50s. So no one believes her, of course, and she has to defend her son. But the monster gets more and more grabby, comes to the house one day, and she has to deal with it. Can she beat the monster is the big question. Doesn't seem to be a lot of people in this movie. It's called Monstrous. Now let's check out the credits here. Okay. No credits there. It's just it's a bunch of. That's it, I guess. Guess that's it for the credits. Oh, okay. I'll just play a little bit here. That's it. Oh, don't get much more than that. Let's see. See if there's anything under the description. Story centers around a traumatized woman fleeing from her abusive ex-husband with her 7-year-old son. Their new remote sanctuary, they find they have a bigger, more terrifying monster to deal with. And that's the pitch. Good pitch. That's a pretty good pitch for, for a monster movie. Not sure why they don't have any good credits here, though. I mean, Burning Sky Films. It's like all the producers and all their stuff. I'm sure one of these belongs to Christina Ricci. So Monstrous. Yeah, I mean, this is good. I like the aesthetic of the 50s. Seems to be on point. Although Christina Ricci looking very sexy for a 1950s woman. Looking, with this open collar, looks a little more progressive, let's say. And here she is dancing with a dude, and so she's trying to make it on her own at a time when it was tougher. It wasn't impossible. Let's not overstate it, but so it's going to be a monster movie set in the 50s, essentially. So there she is with her big underwear. So first act sets it all up. Christina Ricci's having a tough divorce, or her husband's abusive. She escapes with her son. The son, of course, doesn't understand. He's only 7. They get this house, and they just barely get in there, and things are finally looking up. But there is an eerie presence nearby. Perhaps the previous owner died or disappeared. Nobody knows. Act 2, the monster. Monster starts creeping around. Eventually, it contacts the son. Is nice to the son for whatever reason. And then during the course of the second act, we get to learn about the monster. At first, the mother dismisses it as a figment of his imagination. But then, he starts acting weirder and weirder. She starts asking around. Maybe he gets pulled into the water and she has to save him. So then, she begins to see that it's a monster and tries to warn people, tries to say, hey, help me, and nobody believes her, of course. So it's just up to her to save her son, and eventually they're trying to get the hell out of there, and the monster just won't let them. So I'm not sure what will happen at the end here. Probably, I guess, they somehow kill the monster or get away, would be my guess. you know, I don't think she dies. I mean, that would be kind of a bummer. I don't think the kid dies. That would be a real bummer. Maybe she becomes the new monster. I don't know. Doubt it. Doubt it. I mean, that would be one way to end it. She's completely possessed by the evil presence or whatever, or she merges with it somehow. Probably not. I imagine they defeat it and get away, and then they move away, and that's the end. Maybe the abusive husband shows up, and then the monster eats him, something like that. So it looks all pretty good. I mean, Christina Ricci's easy on the eyes and not a bad actress, so it's kind of a creepy movie. I haven't seen her in a while, so yeah, I can see this movie being pretty watchable. It's a little light on the cast, though. I mean, I think it's just going to be mostly her, the monster, and the kid, and maybe a handful of other characters. But it's not too bad. Standard monster fare, standard horror movie. I'd put it right in the middle there, maybe a little above average. Would I see it? This feels like more of a rental to me. I don't know about going to the movies and paying top dollar for it, but I'd certainly rent this movie if I was bored and wanted to see a monster movie. It's in my wheelhouse. Yeah, so Monstrous, coming to a theater or rental near you in the not too distant future. Wednesday is back. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. We'll see you in the next one.